And as I stood up and I turned around to go back to my seat, the voice said, "This is no longer a request." And when I sat down, the woman next to me was the head of Holmes Institute for Ministers. And so I said, "All right, I'm gonna go, but you better make this easy for me because I am totally resistant." and literally, I mean, it was grace throughout the entire 3-year period. And I didn't want to be in a church. And I got invited to Denver to be in this church, and I was resisting. And the voice said, "You are to go. You are to go." And it opened up all of my skills, because I have a lot of, aside from my administrative skills, I also have a lot of teaching and speaking and things skills. And so it ended up being the perfect place for me for 11 years until the voice told me it was time to go. I'm very grateful to have been a minister. I feel like I was gifted as much as I gave. And I believe that the 11 years was preparing me to step outside the walls of a spiritual community and to have a larger community.
Mm. And the voice, Cynthia, do you have any sense of who or what that voice was that was speaking to you?
I have guides. I'm not as connected as you are with the guides, but they do speak to me either audibly like that, or through my writing, or through music. And I have learned to be obedient and stop being in that place of resistance.
You know, I get this hit to say to everyone, including myself. Yeah, I'm trying to think of how to put words to this. I mean, I'm flashing on Cynthia back in '93 when I'm a conventional psychologist, and all of a sudden the understanding of soul and reincarnation and all of that begins for me through the death of a colleague, and I'm resistant, or I was resistant, because it's like all these left brain things that happen for any of us. It's like, well, psychologists don't do regression work, and I'll never have another referral if I start doing this regression work, and all of that. And of course our guides hang out there observing our resistance. And so I think I would just say to everybody, while we're talking about resistance, is if you're not already thinking about, everyone in this course, at what points in time, excuse me, at what points in time have each of us been resistant to change, or to hearing direction, or hearing a voice, and then you stopped being resistant, and think about what happened when you allowed yourself to like cross your fingers and close your eyes and take a leap of faith, as well as what are each of us resisting even right now in our life, that our guides are like gently putting a hand behind our back and hoping that through free will choice we'll make decisions to not be resistant. And then the other quick thing that pops in my mind that you just kind of alluded to, Cynthia, is you were pushed to step into the ministry, into the Ernest Holmes, that ministerial school, and training and understanding and sort of paradigm of broad spirituality. And then it's like you stepped into that, and then you stepped out of that. And I think that's another key thing that's so important, is when are we to step into something, and then when are we to step out of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say to you that this is just my experience. When I am to step into something, there is so much ease. There is so much grace. My physiology, every aspect of me is open. When something is ending, there's usually trepidation. I'm feeling pushed. I'm feeling upset, and sometimes without even knowing what the heck I'm upset about. But it's like the universe is saying, "Move. We're moving you. We're moving you." And I've learned to listen, to start asking, "Okay, what is happening here?" Because somebody put in here, how do you know the difference between the voice of guidance and your imagination?
Yes.
And let me just tell you this. I believe that the mind and the body are connected, and that everything that's ever happened to us is encoded, and it is also a way in which the language of the divine is communicated. And so when my body is open and I'm hearing that voice, I know it's the voice of the divine. My imagination or my mind is there's constriction, or I feel confused, or I'm all over the place. That is not the voice of the divine. There is such a centeredness in it. There is such a peace in it. And it takes practice to learn to listen to it, because the body has a language. But when you start to listen, you become aware that there is such an exhale. There is such a surrender to the knowingness that right in this moment, you are getting guidance that will not necessarily be linear and will not necessarily make sense, but you can trust it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, beautifully said, beautifully put. Another piece I'd add into just what you just explained, Cynthia, is for me, it's also a sense of passion or excitement, or um, like positive sparks start flying, like something interests me and it's a direction I need to go. And so there's a passion to it. It isn't just a left-brained, oh, I think I'll try this, or maybe this would be a good idea. It's there's a gooiness, gushiness, right brained flavor to it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.